But the bigger problem for me is, what aren't we learning from him today? What don't we know that we might have otherwise learned? I mean, he told the FBI, apparently, that he knew of others who were being sent to the United States. Who were they? Where were they trained? What techniques were they going to use? Were they trained in other techniques? There's a battery of questions that we could have asked him and could be asking him right now if we hadn't read him his rights. But now, all we're going to get from him in response to those questions is silence, because we've told him that he has the right to be silent.
If Abdul Muttalib, Charles, said to the FBI or whomever that there's a long line of others like me, it is disconcerting if he's not talking now and can't tell us about the line.
It's beyond disconcerting. It's insane. Here's a guy who, as Steve has said, the administration has admitted was trained, armed in Yemen, recruited in London. We closed our embassy this week, presumably because there are active threats emanating out of al-Qaeda, the same people who are involved in his mission. Here's a guy who presumably knows stuff. At least he knows who trained him, who armed him, and who was around him. He said that there are other plots. The idea that you give him his rights is simply unbelievable. And it isn't as if you have to decide in advance that he'll get a civilian or a military trial. You can seize him now as a military combatant, as just about everybody in Gitmo was, and later decide if you want to put him in a civilian court or a military one. You don't have to decide that now. I prefer a military, but it's irrelevant. The question is, how do you hold him at the beginning when you need information? And to give him a lawyer and to know he's going to shut up and not say anything, and you give him chits with which he can bargain, is absolutely unbelievable. And this is what shows the unseriousness of this administration and war on terror. It's not that a guy slipped through the cracks. There are mistakes that have been made in the past which allowed a guy on an airplane. Well, that can happen. It's a complex bureaucracy. The unseriousness is not how he got on the plane. The unseriousness is what happened after, and the reflexive reaction of this administration, which instantly gives him a lawyer, a guy who isn't entitled to any protection, a Geneva Convention or U.S. Constitution.
Much more on this, I assure you.